And we are live. Oh. I realized that it's very likely that no one is here yet because I literally just started the stream. I didn't actually set it up in advance this time. I didn't forget about it, but I was editing a video and I got way too into it. And yeah, time passed by. So here we are. I'll take a moment and decide what I'm going to be working on tonight, as people perhaps join us. Just moving things around on my other screen here. There we go. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and just open up Blender. I don't know if we're going to use Blender tonight, but it'll already be open for me. And yeah, take a look at what we're doing here, because last time we got our little prototype lutin, and actually unplugged my controller. There we go. So let's plug that back in and just take a little moment and remind ourselves where we were. So we had our lutin. We have him walking, right? And then we go faster, he starts running. And otherwise it's just standing in place. And I'm realizing that if you look at the size of the screen, the camera is actually freaking out just a little bit. It's not as smooth as we previously had it. That has to do with like the new character that's much smaller. And of course our other controls still work. Well, those that were working. We have like a ball fall ability right now, but that's okay. There we go. We also have a fall, but we don't have a falling animation set up. I think before we move on to anything else, we're gonna fix what's currently here. So we have our, I just keep spamming the button to see the ball for a second. We have an object that we can pick up. It is not currently working. We have a I think we just hadn't finished it last time we had worked on it. We have a climb button. That works. It works fine. Though it was set for something a lot larger than this little guy. So we're going to have to rework our kind of play area, if you will. Other than that, we have most of the code set up to like detect when it's falling. But no falling animation set up for it. And then we have the camera kind of glitching out. Oh, we can kind of go up this. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to start on tonight. We're just going to go through some of the things that are a little bit buggy right now after our recent changes and clean it up. And of course we have null exception for something carryable objects. I don't really want to start with that, but I just clicked on it, so I guess we're starting with that. Do the grab. Do the grab. So joystick, new carryable, carry object, carry position. Okay. New carryable, so carryable object. Okay. Let us put a little breakpoint here. Move that over to the other screen, attach it to Unity, and we're going to try to trigger that breakpoint. Enable debugging, yes please. See when we hit it as an error, I guess, for the first time. It is loading. Script compilation. I wasn't aware that I changed that much in the script. We'll give it a second. Script compilation, done. Reload scripts assemblies. I think it just doesn't like the fact that I attached it. There we go. Everything is back to normal now. So if we say go over here and click on the button to pick something up, we should, yes indeed, trigger it. So we triggered this and we have a new carryable, which is none. Okay, well, I can see the issue. We have something that we declared here that has nothing in it, and now we're telling it, yeah, can you change the setting to carry object? We're not actually detecting that at any time. So we're going to start off by having this as like an early out, I guess. If it has... let's have new carryable. If new carryable object equals new carryable equals that. Okay, so drop object. Okay, I think this is going to cause us issues how I set it up, but it's fine for now. So let's just make an if new carryable object. Yeah. So if there is a carryable object, then you can do that. Otherwise, don't go in that. That seems really obvious, but I guess it is not. Gotta tell the computer these things, right? Now we're going to attach it to Unity once more. We're going to stop this, and it's... Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to freak out that I changed code, but I guess not. So we're out here, we click on a button, and it does not go into the place, but if we go towards a carryable object and we click on it, we can see it does indeed trigger this. So new carryable is the grab area carryable object, and we're telling it to carry the object at the carry position. The held object will now be the new carryable. Perfect. Okay. And we got a null exception error. Okay. So what we're going to do, play maximized, play focused. All right, let's try that again. And I want to see the issue, right? So I'm clicking out here, no errors. Just trying to get a little bit closer and click. And you saw that it popped into here. It might be the carry position that's not a thing. I'm not sure. What is this on? Player carry component, so that's on the player. Let's go into the inspector. Carry component, there is a position. Huh. Alright, I would like us to attach it once more. Let's try setting it off again and seeing what happens. I have half an idea of what it might be. So let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so no errors, and if I come closer and I press, it goes into Visual Studio. It tells me that the new carryable does have something, right? New carryable, blah, blah, blah. Carry object is the... Okay. I'm a little confused then. Because we saw it did go in and it did have that. So let's just take a look and go into this. Maybe it's telling us an error on the outside, but it's actually in here. Physics and collider enabled false. Maybe this should be last. I don't think that does much of an issue, to be honest. Set player position. Okay. I see why I did it that order. Yeah, let's just leave that like that then. New carryable. Held object equals new carryable. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to set the held object first as new carryable. We're then going to use held object to be the one that carries on to that. So, so the onTrigger enter and exit will set new carryable to stuff or to null, depending on if we're in the trigger area. And the held object is going to get the new carryable. Then we're dealing with that for picking up the carry object. And a new carryable drop object. Now that'll be held object as well. We're not touching new carryable in this at all. I think that's what we want here. Let me just close that. And I think I have to do this, but I might be wrong. Okay, go back over here. It's going to reload. I once again forgot to turn off play, which can one day be a problem from experience. Okay. Once again, we are now in... Well, we are reloading script assemblies. Ooh, I don't like that. Oh, no, we're good. We got something happening. Nothing happens, and as we come here and click, we're going to take a look here. Held object does have something. Carry position does have something. Okay. And we're going to click on continue. And it tells us a null reference exception. It tells us it's happening here. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, if there is a held object, go into that. Yeah, that makes sense. No, wait. Okay. I think I've half seen my issue. Let me just go through this line by line. Okay, so if we clicked on grab, and this is like the first time we go through it, right? So just on press. We're going to set access is in use to true, so it won't go in again. And now we're checking to see if there is currently a new carryable, which there should be. If there is a new carryable, we go into this. And now we check if there's already a held object, right? If there's not already a held object, we're going to set the held object to new carryable. And then we are going to tell the held object to carry object, carry position with that position. I don't see the issue here, but I might be blind. And then after that, essentially if it's in use and we're no longer grabbing, you put the access in use back to 0, which does seem to work. But I'm very confused as why we're having issues of null exception here when we clearly have something here. Well, let's go through that one more time. let's do this. Yes. Oh, that's it's a horrible view. What if I take game off? Can I not do that? Is this locked? Is this responding? Yeah. Okay. We'll have it this way now. And not free aspect. We'll have it 16:9. There we go. Okay, so reloading script assemblies. Very happy that I got a larger screen now, considering what I'm asking it to do here. All right. We're still loading the script assemblies, and that worries me because it's starting to look like a freeze here. We'll give it a little bit more time, but after that I might just relaunch Unreal. Unreal? Unity. Relaunch Unity. Yeah, it's it looks like it got stuck again. And I remember seeing that it was this version of Unity that had this issue, and I had planned to move on to a new version of Unity, and then I just never did. Okay, let's kill that maybe. Yeah, it's still going, let's exit. Oh no. Control Alt Delete. Task Manager. Can you please? Yes, thank you. And Unity Editor is not responding. There we go. Lutin. Oh yeah. Other than that, I had found one of my old notebooks, and some of the descriptions I did way back in the day of like certain characters and little drawings that I had done while on vacation. So I added that to the game design doc. Also have the one for the Yaub over here, Dame Blanche. I think did I add in Furfollet? Yeah, I added in Furfollet with the amazing imagery, which you can see here. Let's scroll that out. Here we go. So, pretty cool. You know, it's aged quite a bit. There's certain things that like I'm not planning to do anymore with some of the characters, and other things I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I was planning to do that, and I may be bringing back. Here we go. Can I not? Yeah, here, do this. And we're just going to attach to Unity once more, enable debugging. Here we go. Yeah. This is a really cursed view of the scene, but it should work. Here we go. Loading. And I click in the open, nothing happens. If I go up here and I click, it does enter. We are now in here. Held object does have something. Grab area. Carry object. Grab area. I love how you can just keep going like this forever. Grab area. Okay, there is something in there, there is something in there. So if we continue, we get an error. That is so bizarre to me. And the error really is popping here. Console. Null reference exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Carryable object dot carry object. Unity engine transform hold position at asset. No object reference carryable object. Player carry component update. 16. Physics collider. Oh, maybe that's my issue. Okay, this is on the carryable objects. Let's select this guy. And let's see. This is pick up object. Grab area is here. Pick up object. Physics collider. Attached rigid body. Oh, maybe the attached rigid body doesn't have a physics. The physics collider doesn't have an attached rigid body. Maybe that's all it is. Edit collider, trigger, material center, radius. Okay. Well, if that's the issue, it's not the biggest issue in the world. So what we're going to do is we are going to set the physics collider automatically on awake.
Awake the physics.
Thank you.
Awake.
And we are going to set this to equals get component. We do it only once, so it should be fine. This will be sphere collider. Okay, and that should work. So we no longer need this one. What we're going to do instead is have private rigid body and rigid body. Little space. We're going to do this to the rigid body. So I think I set that up because I realized that it was like there was something for that. Let me quickly just go back to the pickup object. Maybe I don't have to do this. So rigid body, sphere collider. Oh, I see. Because the one you bump into is the trigger. So it doesn't have access to the actual physics collider. The naming convention is a bit weird, but like the collider that you can actually bump into, you're bumping into the trigger. So that's why it doesn't have access to it. Okay. So grab object. Now we have to have some sort of link towards the rigid body. Here we go. Give it a save. And let's try it again. We're going to attach it. We're going to play. And see where that gets us. Boop. And we're in. And the held object is here. And we continue. And there we go. The position needs to move. But it is working.
Telekinesis.
And we don't have telekinesis, yeah. And we don't have the drop button set. But we did fix that error. Let us go back to our player for a moment. Let's see, carry position. Let's take a look here. It looks like it is lined up to the character. Let's move that down here. Right, something like this for now, right? And we can fix the arms when it's holding on to something later on. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, we can do that. Oh, it is actually getting there then. Okay, let's have a little test. It's probably going to go absolutely crazy and it's going to bump into the character, but let's find out. So I come up, I pick it up. I may want to set the collider for the object to not react as well. And may want to do that actually, yeah. Otherwise, I've created, you know, rocket propulsion, which could be good. Who knows? Let's see. Pick up object. We have the rigid body. Collision detection is constraint is discrete. There we go. Constraints are there. Is kinematic. Use gravity. Interpolate. Okay. This isn't going to be physics collider. This is going to be trigger. Or was I doing it right and I just set the wrong collider? I'm thinking that might actually be the issue. Let's just go back for a bit. Right. Physics collider attached rigid body. Physics collider is set here. Let's go into here to the grab object. And we're going to put this as the physics collider, not this one. All right, let's see if we turn into a rocket ship again. If we turn into a rocket ship, then at least... Oh, null object. Null object reference. Okay. Let me see. Is trigger, rigid body, discrete. No, I don't think this works. Okay, let's bring this back. Back to what we had. Here we go. So we don't need that at all. Physics collider equals get sphere component. No, we're going to do this completely separately. We're going to have one for the physics collider and one for the rigid body. It seems to have like a variable exposed to get the rigid body from the collider, but it doesn't seem to work. So we're just going to do it this way. Here we go. So we got our little lutin running around, and when we pick it up now, here we go. We have the ball. It's following him. It's way too big and it makes no sense, but it is following him. Now if I let go, yeah, you let go of the ball. Pick up the ball, let go of the ball. Pick up the ball, let go of the ball. Okay, that's thing number one. Let's see. Let's put this down to like 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. And we're going to project, where are our prefabs? Let's have pickup object. Do you want this? Let's rename that. Let's rename it. Pickup object template. Pickup object template. Put that over here, and then we can have more pickup objects. We're also going to have player character over here, and we're going to add that to our prefabs as well. Not that we're going to have more than one character, but I want to have access to it in there. Okay, so we have our ball number one, our ball number two, and I'm gonna play, and hopefully they don't get too far away from each other, because I want to test what happens if you try to pick one up when two are in the same area. See, I picked one up. Yeah, I am able to just pick up one at a time. I think what we're going to want to do is have some sort of visuals for like which thing you're currently targeting down the line, because that's a bit of a pain in the butt. But it is working. See, I am only picking up one at a time. And now we can like go up here, bloop bloop, go up here, bloop bloop, and drop it, boop, and it goes down. There you go. Okay, very cool. Give it a save so we don't lose progress. And yeah, we have fixed the balls, which I thought would take longer than it did, but looks like it won't. Alright. And I'm seeing light getting displaced in shadows. I thought a wild Prui was coming. Oh, it's a Luna. Hello, Luna. There we go. So we got the balls and we're able to pick it up. The next thing we want to take a look at, I think, is our kind of play area. So let's take this off. Put this over here. I'm going to get out of debug mode as well. I'm going to take all of this, and this, and this, and I'd like the climbing locations as well. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so just cube, 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 and we are going to put this down to like 0.5 size, 0.5 size, 0.5. Oh, that's not half the size they were at. Okay. So let's say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Why we can put this at 0. Actually, let's take a look at how high that is. Now the you know, wall scaling doesn't work, but let's see. This is our character, right? Let's unmaximize. Okay. We do not have a very big character. 1. Let's actually, you know what? Let's put this up to 5. Of a nice long wall here. 1 for height. That looks pretty good. So 0.5 seems like a pretty good place. And Z, we can leave it at that distance. Okay, so 5, 1. Gotta remember that. 5, 1. Here we go. And we are going to put that at 0. Like that. We'll add a new one maybe? Let's add a new one. Put this up to 2. And we could put that to 0.5 and 2. And I would like it to be set to pivot. Local. There we go. Uh, 1.25. Something like that. Got a bit of a gym to play around in. And we can take that and make it global, make it centered. Let's have a slower ramp. A slower ramp, a lower ramp, just generally lower. Something like that, right? Still have something to play around with. Cool. And climbing locations, let's fix up our climbing locations now. So we're going to put this back over to local. So we can just bring this over here. Something like that. We don't want to accidentally trigger it while we're standing on it. Oh, actually, let's put this over here and move the box like this. I forgot that's what we were doing. Okay, we're gonna move that down to here. We're going to not move that, but stretch it out as such, and we can see that the rotation is a little off. Like that. That's gonna be good. Okay. And then we're going to go into it, get the climb to location, bring that down. There we go. Maybe just move that up just a little bit so we're not in the ground there. And we can also like maybe move this closer to the side. Stretch this out. Like that. There we go. And move on to this one over here now. Let's move this back. Oh, there's actually a little gap here. So let's take this and move this. Like that. There we go. Cool. Let's go ahead and rotate that. And I'm also realizing that I'm hyperfixating on what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, no. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything in chat. I do see that there has been people popping in and out, but it's fine. This is way too big. Let's move that down to something like that now. Move it closer. I'm realizing that's the case with this guy too. It's way too big now. So let's move that down to maybe something like this. Move it a little closer to the side. Yeah, something like that. Here we go. And the climb to location, we're going to lower that down until it's almost touching. There we go. And maybe this. Maybe this. Maybe something like this. I don't like how it's clipping in there. Okay, and now I think it's not clipping in there anymore. All right. Good. And next one is over here. It's a bit finicky, but it will give us quite a lot of control, I think. Something like that. Something like that. And something like that. Yeah. And of course, rotate it because our rotations were very questionable. And we are going to move this down as well. Here we go. Something like this. Squish this down. Squish this down as such. I think that works. This one, you know, we could use the grid and snap two tools, but I'm just going to move it by hand. Way too lazy for that. Pick up object template. There should be one more location. And this one, we're going to move it over here, move it down. And yeah, squash this down just a little bit. Squash this down just a little bit more. Bring this down until it's well in the ground. Squash this in. Move that closer. Rotate to make sure that it is, well, mildly straight. And move this down. There we go. Something like this, I think. Should be able to get up now. Give it a save. Give it a play. Go. I can pick up my ball. Carry it with me. Walk over here. I can climb up. Here I can't climb up because it's too high. I can't climb up from like the top, which is what we want. Climb up. Climb up. Climb up. Go here. Drop the ball. There we go. Mission accomplished. We get a new skin for our character. I could set one up here as well. Climb up to that. Alright. So I'm going to consider this heavily improved. There we go. Let's add another one of these. Just the last run, right? Here we go. And we're just going to place this one, hopefully in a location that makes a certain amount of sense. Oh, this is me who's talking, so who knows? Here we go. There we go. As such, we can give it a little rotation. Like that. I think that's good. And then, of course, climb to location, stretch that out to here. Save it once more, and we are good to go. Let's go ahead into this and maybe make a full save project just to be safe. And we're going to do fixed pick up / drop. Added new prefabs. There we go, I forgot the name for a second. Added new prefabs and improved jungle jib. Sure. Check in save as. Save as? Saves. There we go. All right, next thing to take a look at that I had pointed out was the camera being a little bit weird ever since we changed the size of the character and so on and so forth. Let's go into here, make sure the inspector is set up. So we got this, right? We got cam focus. Cam focus, let's just put it here so we know where it is. It is on our character's head. Perfectly happy with that. So that means the changes do not have to do with him, it has to do with the camera itself. Okay, so we have position, this. The character's at essentially 0, 0, 0? I guess not, eh? Let's make sure the character's at 0, 0, 0. Make things a little bit simpler. And so offset that. If we click on play now, does the first issue get resolved is what I want to know. No, you see it does like zoom in for a second. So that does not fix our main, or at least our first issue. Let's see, play focused. Yeah. I want to see what it does to the camera when you click on play. It goes up and it comes down, and I think that's because this circle is not where the camera is. Is ridiculous as that sounds. So 0.42, yeah. 419, yeah. Minus 313, yeah. But the head, oh. Okay, so what we're going to do to fix that first issue, where it kind of goes crazy for a second, is, you see we have update, we have draw gizmo, we have check raycast collision, we have check, etc, etc. What we're going to do is have just an initialize kind of thing. So awake, we are at first going to set the position of the camera to be transform, look up that. Target pause. Okay, so let's do this first. Right. We are also going to change the position of the camera itself. So transform dot position equals, and we're going to set it to target pause. So initially it's just going to place itself there, then it's going to worry about trying to keep up. That's the idea. Let's click on play. Oh, good. So issue number 1 seems to be fixed. It just sets itself on its own at the start. Yeah, see, it placed itself, and we're good to go. Perfect. Thing number 2 is that I noticed when moving around, I'm not sure how we're going to detect this. Hopefully we can just see it here. There's a bit of strange jitter that you can kind of see on the corners here. It kind of wiggles. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. See, it's kind of struggling to continue facing our character. And I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it's the order of things. So let's go over here for a second. We do the look at, and then we set up the target position. Let's just swap that around. Set the target position, then we look at them. Move the camera minus the jitter we initially had. Thank you. Thank you for this line right here. How about we move the camera, then we look at? Maybe that's what we want. I'll make the cam look at the point, then move the target care. No, let's just move the target location. Here we go. Let's see if that helps. I don't see how it could, but you know. Yeah, it's still struggling, eh? It's still giving that jiggle. Yeah. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little bit seasick inducing at sometimes. Yeah, look at this. Okay. Alright. Maybe the issue is that I'm forcing it to move too suddenly? Seems odd. I don't like that as an explanation. Out of curiosity, what happens if you just remove the look at there? So it sets itself at the start and then it just updates normally. Let's take a look. There we go. We have insane jiggle. But strangely, on the character, not on the camera's edges anymore. Oh, you gotta have the jiggle. Okay. And I think the reason is just how this works. Maybe it overshoots. Maybe that's what's happening. Could change the catch-up speed. Let's put max catch-up speed to 10 and multiplier to 10 as well. Play around with the options for a bit. Oh, that made it so much worse. Put it to 5 maybe? Yeah, it's still doing some weird stuff. Weirdest part about it is I don't really see it here. Yeah, it really is like not being the best right now. Mass, drag, use gravity, is kinematic. Okay. Hmm. Catch up speed to 2, maybe? No, it's still having trouble. Very strange. Collision detection, let's put that to continuous, maybe? Maybe interpolate we'll put to extrapolate? None? Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. Okay, and discrete? Okay. This is the answer. So let's click on that. Put this to none. Oh, one moment, please. Sneeze for half a second and it just went away. Okay. Yeah, look at this. This is so much more fluid. There we go. So we can pick stuff up. We can run over to our little gym. We can climb up. We can drop the ball. Can we catch it? Oh, we're not fast enough. And there we go. And the camera seems to be much, much better. Much smoother. Okay, good. Good. A next thing that we want to take a look at is we have our character 3D lutin placeholder. We have what are these? This is hanging? Hang to crouch. What is this? Oh, this is the animation to climb. Fair. Okay. What is this? This is run. This is the Macarena. This is neutral idle. This is T-pose. This is walking. What we don't have is something for falling. Now, I closed the tab that I had open for Mixamo. Here we go. Login. Hidden login. No one must know. Here we go. We're back over here. Let's look for fall. Oh, it's kept our character. Okay. Maybe something simple like this for a falling animation. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I'm just taking a look at other things right now, and they seem a little bit more than what I'm looking for. So this is gonna be our animation. Arms spacing, this time we actually don't mind that so much. Let's just do that then, download. FPS with skin, we had it to 60, I believe. And I'm just gonna go ahead and remind YouTube that I am indeed still listening. Download. Preparing to download. Here we go, and we can go back into here, drop that there. Falling idle. Yeah, there we go. We have a falling animation. Now we go into our animator. And we can add falling idle right here. And we are going to make a transition to here and make a transition back to here. We're also going to rename this to falling because that is not a very well-named animation, mixamo.com. Here we go. Can I not? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just that. That's fine. So let's add in, not an integer. I'm sorry. We're going to add in a boolean. We're going to call this falling. And if it is falling, if it is true, you go to falling. No exit time. No exit time. Yeah. And once again, over here, falling. If it is false, no exit time. I think that's what we want. Now it's not going to work until we set it up in the player. I think it's the movement component. So, else it's falling. And if it is falling, we probably could add a new case. Player state component, player is falling. Yeah, it could be in here. So let's do that. Let's have the animation, I guess. So where did we set up animation? Animator. Animator dot set bool close parentheses falling equal, no, not equals, true. There we go. And otherwise, we're going to just keep setting this to false. That doesn't feel like the best way to do it, but you know, whatever, it works. There we go. So let's see what happens now. If our character starts falling when we are falling or not. He's walking, he's walking, he's walking. He's climbing up. And woo. Oh, I think that worked. Let's go up higher. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, he did his little falling animation. There we go. He has a little falling animation now. Cool. And I think this is a little too high and it made him like fall for half a second, but that's fine. There we go. Little falling animation and he lands. Just keeps on running. What happens if he falls and then we let go? That's fine. It works. Perfect. Cool. It is already 8 o'clock, and we have fixed quite a few things. So let's go ahead in Plastic SCM. It's going to do another save project, because sometimes it doesn't capture absolutely everything that has changed until we do that. And we're going to add description, added falling animation, and mechanics. Let's just call it like that for now. Check in changes. Perfect. And now, there we go. Now we have a character that is able to climb on things, that is able to pick stuff up and drop them, that is able to fall, is able to run, and everything is animated for it except for the actual climb. And I think this is going to give me quite a bit of trouble. Do I have the animation here for climbing? Yes, it was this one. So I can have it so that when it goes into climbing, it just does this animation, and then once it's done, it sends him to where he's supposed to be. And I think out of simplicity, that is going to actually be the first thing that we're going to attempt here. Just have him get to the top, and then after that, quote unquote, teleport him there. I think it's going to be not the best. I have a feeling have a feeling that it's always going to be a little bit problematic. The fear, right, is that I get the character, he'll come here, he'll be looking straight forward. That should be easy enough, right? I click on the button, he does the animation, so he's kind of sort of climbing. And then after that, once the animation is finished, I have him go back to an idle animation, and I just physically move him to where he would end up. That breaks our system that we've had so far. Let's just bring our climbing location back. So the climbing location currently kind of detects the height of this and shoots a raycast towards it, and that's where we teleport him to. I have a feeling that that location isn't going to be the same as where he's climbing to. The other issue is, depending on the height of the object, he might not have the hands at the right place when animating. If it's just like hard animated in. No, I didn't want to do that. And I think the way to fix that would actually be, oops. No, I'm just double clicking on things and I shouldn't be. Would be to have like the hands as IK positions and then do a lot of math to get it at the right place. Do I want to get into that tonight is the real question. And I think the answer is no. Let's try doing it the stupid way. That I know is going to look a little buggy. And then we're just going to deal with that. Yeah, let's do that for now. Okay, so let's go back to the animator. So we have movement, we have falling. What other things do we have? We have trigger, bool, int, float. Considering we essentially have a state engine where like, let me bring back Visual Studio. Let's just go over to here real quick. Considering we essentially have a state engine where we have idle, moving, climbing, falling, locked, we could simply use that. I think. Because you see, they all have their own little numbers. So idle is 0, moving is 1, climbing is 2, falling is 3, locked is 4. We could, I think, do like right click here, take a blend tree. We'll have this be state machine tree, state tree. There we go, state tree. And we should have, if we go into it, I click on this, different motions. We have a 1D blend tree. We can also have a 2D blend tree, simple directional, freeform directional. I'm not actually sure what these ones do. So let's take this and the parameters. Oh no, 1D blend tree, and the parameters would be I don't think this works with integers. Let's have state, right? We'll have state. It's an integer. I did make it an integer, right? I think so. Let's try it again because I didn't pay attention. Yeah, state. It is an integer. We have falling. Let's get rid of falling altogether. I do realize that's going to break things. That's fine. We're going to get rid of the state tree. We're going to have an empty state. The empty state is going to be Give me a second. The braid is turning. I was gonna have this be like essentially the engine and then have that the entry point and then dispatch it to different things. But I think that breaks the transitions. So maybe that is not the play. Maybe the play is to make this horrible web that I was like dreading I might accidentally make. Can I not? There we go. So condition will be the state is equal to, I think we said 3. Falling is 3. Yeah. 3. And then we're going to have movement. The state equals, wait, there's any state. Ooh. Okay, wait. I have an idea. We're going to make use of the any state. So make transition to movement. Any state goes to movement if the state equals 0 or the state equals what did I say? 0, 1, 0 or 1. Yeah. Okay. Equals 1. So if it equals 1, you go to that. If it equals 3, you go to falling. Right? So far that almost makes sense to me. Equals 3. And climbing is 2. So we're going to have this here. I'm going to call this something not stupid. No, not rename. Woohoo! Climbing. And any state can transition to climbing if the state equals 2. Perfect. So if the state equals 2, we go to climbing. Otherwise, we do not. Now we gotta do is make sure that the state is constantly being set correctly. So set current state to that state. Perfect. And now we go back to movement. Yeah. This is getting a little bit horrible. I'm not gonna lie. What we're going to do, player state, set current state equals, animator falling. Yeah, that's no longer a thing. That's no longer a thing. So animator movement speed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We'll add this one here, and we're going to set integer state. I think we called this state. State, yeah, we definitely did call it state. And we're setting that to be falling. Here we go. Does that work? It does not. Cannot convert that into a... Okay, what if I add a dot? What do we have access here to? Get type, get hash code. Is that what I want? Predefined conversion from that to int. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that's falling. Anything in here is going to be moving or whatever. Oh. Okay, let's just, so it's a little bit more visible. Let's do that. And let's add in idle. And there's probably a better way to do this. That's fine. That. And we can do this like this. It's gonna freak out. Int. Okay, that should be fine. Let's give it a little test. I legitimately don't know how this is going to react. So I clicked on play, and so far so good. We have a breathing character. If I move him around, he is doing things. The test is going to be to have him fall, so let's climb up on something. Oh! Up until the point where he hit the ground, it was actually fine. So let's, first off, falling idle, make sure that is set to loop. Apply. And secondly, why did it not set the state to be one of these two things, moving or idle? This is in the joypad. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay. It should be resetting the state. So let's take a look at the animator, see what's happening. Let's click on play. See if this is gonna give us some live updates, which would be very nice. Unless it decides that it is going to crash. Which is not ideal. Yeah, it's not liking something. Okay. I don't have that. No, it really is just after a while it just freaks out and dies. Task manager. Unity editor. It's like 5 different crash handlers. Thank you. All I need to know is that it is crashed so I can fix it. Just double check that I apparently have popped out of the thing. Just double check that this is indeed set to loop now. We'll click on the animator, click on the player character, click on play. Admittedly, I am asking quite a bit out of my computer right now. I haven't closed the other softwares I was using, so maybe that's giving me issues more than anything else. Do 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 Okay, yeah, it's crashing again. So, let's see. What's doing this? Is it really just a case of I'm asking too much out of it? Is it that it doesn't like to have the animator open when I click on it? Who knows? Who indeed knows? Alright, Inspector, let's just click on play from here. I'm just asking you to run. Very simple, normal play. Doo, doo, doo. Huh. Uh-huh. Providiera? Yeah? Okay. Hey Dad, my game doesn't want to launch. Do you know why? Hmm? You don't? Okay. Yeah, it's still not happy. And if I look over on my task manager, it says it's not responding. Okay, let's oh, I did actually close the Mixamo one. It's gonna say let's lower the amount of things running at the same time. Maybe that'll do something, but it's off to a bad start, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing loading. Click on play. Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna double check that this is in, and now we can see movement. Okay. So we're in the movement state. We're going over to here. We're going up, and we're going to trigger a fall animation. I have many questions now. I didn't see it go into falling, and it's in movement. So if the state equals 3, I didn't see the state change either. Realize the state does not change at any point. What? It should be going from 0 to 1 at the very least. Okay, I think this is a lie. Animator is here. Controller is here. It's staying in movement, but it's showing me the animation for falling. Is falling even one of the options in this? No, it is not. Okay, maybe it doesn't like that I'm using this. So what I'm going to do is pop out of this, come back here. We'll just have to remember the numbers, I guess. So, falling is going to be like 3, I think I said. Set it to. Movement is 0, 1. So we're going to... I'm going to have this on the other screen, I'm very sorry. This is going to be 0. This is going to be 1. Idle, we're setting to 0. Falling, we're setting to 3. Yeah. Is that true, Ada? You wanted to make an appearance? Okay. You can make an appearance. What's the error here? Oh, yes, I see it. Okay. Just wanted to set that up. So now we're using straight on integers. There's no messing around with trying to convert the state into integers, which should work, but I'm sorry. Okay. For half a second it was giving me Things that do not exist. Okay. And we're back in the game, so let's clear that out. And state 0, movement. And the same issue. And you see the state never changed. The animation is still set to movement, but it's clearly not using the movement animation. And it triggered falling at the right time. Has exit time, has exit time, has exit time. What if I get rid of the fixed duration? Is that the answer? No, that is definitely not the answer. I'm very confused. Alright. Double check the code. So, I'm changing something called state to be that. Animator set integer state 3. We can also set this here. Well, that shouldn't change anything because we are using the joystick to my knowledge. Or are we? Oh. Let's click on the player controller for a second. And joystick movement. Yeah, we are. Okay, that wasn't the answer. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna play that to put that to focused. We're also gonna take the character and we're going to move them into the air. By default, it should flip to falling until we hit the ground. Okay. Okay. Movement, speed, animator. Put this to debug. I should be able to see if is grounded. He's not considered grounded. There's a problem. They never get considered grounded. What? Okay. He is not considered grounded right now. Oh. Okay. Is grounded, is not being used, apparently at all. If is grounded. Aha. Okay, this is never being updated. I'm going to put it here just so that I have something. Physics cast sphere. Bool output equals. Actually, you know what? Is grounded equals that. And I know that makes no sense. But just, we're gonna go with it for now because I need to see that little variable actually change. Because I'm very confused as to why it's acting the way it is. So, I click on play. So, is grounded. Perfect. Bring him up. It goes away, it comes back, and he's still set to falling. That does not make sense to me. But grounded is working, so the ground trigger detection is correct. Okay. Else set movement state to falling. So if you're in falling, you set this to 3. what I don't get is that I should be setting state to either 1 or 0 here. Let's just set it to 0 for now. So we're sure that the integer for state is set to 0 when we are grounded. I know what we could also do. We could just take this and put it here. Just like that. I knew I'd find a way to make it more simple down the line. So yeah, state is either being set to 1 or 0 based off of the input magnitude at any given moment, the moment it is grounded. So if that blue, 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 it does this, and else it does this, right? And else it's falling, so it's here. Oh, I think I see the issue. If the player's state equals idle or moving, go into that. If it is not, go into this. We're setting the state to falling at this point. It never actually goes back to idle, does it? Is grounded. Is grounded equals that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. If is grounded. So if it's is grounded, we're going to set the player state to idle. If this okay. I put this else at the wrong place, that's why. Okay. Let's start by putting it here and then we'll fix it afterwards. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this over here. Copy. Place this here. This is the is grounded I want to use. We're going to set that to 0. We're going to set that to idle. And that should bring us back to this state here where we can use these things. Now the question is, why could I continue using this if I wasn't going into this if statement? And I'm very confused about that one. Player state get current state, player state get current state. If it's that, this shouldn't be here at all. I think that was for falling. Is grounded. So if it is grounded, you do this. And if it is not grounded, you do that. And at no point was I setting this back to idle. If it is grounded. Okay. The only problem is it's going to constantly set it back to idle as long as it's grounded right now, which is not what we want. So if it is grounded, I guess we need to have a variable to check if it was previously falling. Let's try that. Private bool was grounded. Is grounded, but I'm gonna set is grounded to that. And we're going to have was grounded equal is grounded. So the previous iteration of is grounded. Or can we move it somewhere else? Was grounded equals is grounded. No, not spelled like that. Is grounded. And then we check this out again. And in this we set is grounded to the new thing. And then we return is grounded. This is really awkward. I'm gonna have to come back to this once I figure this out. But for now it's gonna be fine. So if it is grounded, here we go. If was grounded is false. So if you were currently in the air, then we're going to set what we had down here. So zero and idle. And then if it, if it's idle, go into that. So it should instantly go into that. And then it sets the state up based on our current stuff. So it should just keep going. As for if it's falling, we are going to say else if was grounded. So was grounded equals is grounded. And then we update the is grounded here with the if statement. So if else was grounded before this, then we set it to falling. I think that's good. I think that makes a certain amount of sense. My head hurts. My head hurts. Cool. Let's check it out. So we have is grounded, was grounded right here. They're both set to that. And we're going to click on the animator parameters. And I'm kind of hoping that we actually see this update, but I'm starting to think that it doesn't work. Okay. So everything is grounded right now. We have our little bonhomme. He's running around. He's climbing on stuff. We jump off. And it's broken. It's not working. But it is grounded and it was grounded. And the animator does not update in any way to show that we are currently in a falling animation. That we can clearly see here. What? The state never changes. It's set to 0 no matter what, even if we're moving. Auto live link. Auto live link. This auto live link does not work and it does not update in any way, and I'm very confused. Okay. Let's do a hard test here. I'm going to grab this, right? I'm going to come up here, right? I'm going to just set it to 3. Okay. We're going to grab literally everything in this class, comment it out. There is now nothing but setting the integer to 3 on update, so it should be spamming state as 3 over and over and over and over, and I just want to see that state number change. Click on play. It's 0. It's still 0. The animation updates. But this does not. This is a lie. This is a pure and simple lie. Player character. Lutin prototype controller.controller. Lutin prototype controller. This is a lie. This is not true. Okay. Well, that makes debugging a heck of a lot more complicated. Also, this is supposed to have a loop time, and it simply does not loop. It gets stuck, and it stops animating. There is a lot of things going wrong here that I have no idea. Oh, loop time, loop pose, perhaps? There we go. Maybe that's the answer. Okay, well, let's start with that. Is the animation at least updating? No. What? What? Okay, let's do that because it gives me an impression that I have some sort of control over the situation. I'm gonna rename a few of these things. This is drunk. This is just gonna be run. Get drunk run. This is just run. Yes, apply. This should be climb. Without the... This. Apply. This will be Macarena. There we go. Yes, this will be idle. There we go. This will be walking. Now the other one's a T-pose. I guess we can rename it while we're here, right? T-pose. Okay. Sure. Can I click on the... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No overrides? Okay. I thought maybe, but no. Is it because I'm not in here that I can't see the animator correctly? Perhaps? No, state is still set to 0. The animation is still running only once. And stopping. Let's pop back into our scene. Yeah, the animation runs only once and then stops. Oh no, it's animated. I see. It's like wiggling a little bit. Okay, so the animation is playing at least. It does continue to play, but the animator, which does visibly have something to show us what's happening, is just outright lying to us. The state is not 0. It should be 3. That is literally the only thing we've said in our update. Is it because it's getting set over and over every frame? I wonder. Okay, let's set it only the once then. Just here. Just on play. Maybe that's giving us issues? Maybe it doesn't like that I'm doing that? Now that it is being set once, the animation is set. We can see it going towards the falling animation. However, the animator is telling us that the state is 0 and is telling us that it is currently in movement, not in falling. What about less than 2? for this. Falling has to be 3. Also falling duration. Come on. Not that long. It's way too long. Climbing, same thing. Like, come on, buddy. There we go. Movement. Can do something like that, I guess. Give it a save. Might as well, right? Give it a play. At least the animation will be faster. Yeah, there we go. I went straight into falling. And it is... Look at this. Any state going into movement over and over and over and over and over. What? Where are we doing this? Where is the animator state being set to something less than 2 over and over? Yeah, look at this. Dick, 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 dick. It is going into it over and over. Let me just scroll this over. Entry. No, okay, it is entry, and it is going from any state to movement over and over and over. It is triggering this because the state is set to 0. I think this doesn't work. State. Is that the name of the... Animation state. Like... Delete. Her state. Right? Select everything, copy it. Her state is 0. And if I go here, her state, okay. Her state to 3. Set integer. It takes the name of the string, and then it takes a value. And there's one more possibility. What's the other possibility? So string name and value, or else the integer ID. Okay. The string name should work. Give it a save. Maybe it just doesn't like the name state. No, we don't want to do that. Yes, I'd like to debug for this session. Maybe it's just the name state is already used for something else, and I just realized I was in VR. Let's pop out of VR. Here we go. That's my new thought. Current state state must have been used for something. Current state must not. No, look at it. Current state is set to 0, even though we can clearly see it is falling, and therefore it listened to me changing the current state. And it is just going into movement over and over again. What is going on? Let's see. Player character. Let's go to movement. Yeah. Animator is T-pose. Oh. How was this ever working? I think we found it. And we are going into falling over and over and over again. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna give it a fixed duration. We are going to... Okay. Okay. Fixed duration, yeah. Fixed duration. Yeah. Sure. A fixed duration. Very important. Give it a save. Give it a save project. Give it a play. Are we going into falling? And how many times are we going into falling? We're going into falling over and over and over. I guess technically, like, any state includes what's already there, so maybe that's the issue here? Okay, setting. Transition duration, transition offset, interrupt source. Next state? I remember that doing something, but I don't think that's what we want here. Yeah, it is not. Okay, maybe any state is not what we want. Let's move this back. Here we go. So let's make a little grid pattern. If the state, current state, equals 3, do that. If the current state equals 2, let's do that. If the current state is less than 2, do that. If the, yeah, same thing here, we're going to do less than current state 2, and I think I forgot to change that. Yeah, over here is less than 2. Okay, and obviously if it is 3, current state equals 3, and transition, oops, and transition here. If the, oops, get rid of that one. If the current, oh boy, current state equals 2, do that one. Okay, give it a save. We're not going to give it exit times. It's if the, essentially if it changes. There we go. Give it a save. Give it a play. At least we found out why our guy was going crazy. Okay. Okay, well, it is going into the right thing now. It is updated correctly. Visually, it's not there, but it... Oh, God. Okay. Player, character, movement. Here we go. Here we go. So, we can now remove this. We're going to... Oops. We're going to remove this once more. Here we go. And we're going to see if it's actually updating, at least over here, correctly. And then we'll figure out what's happening with Mr. T-Pose over there. Movement. Current state is not going up to 1. But we can see that the movement speed is changing, which is something. Okay, it's staying in movement. It's staying in current state 0. And I think I know why, and the reason why is that everything's still called state. So, current state. It's interesting that, did it give me an error? It did not. It's interesting that it doesn't give errors, is what I was about to say, and it was correct. There we go, current state, current state, current state. Yeah. You know, I don't actually need to put that here. I can just do this like this. If it is now grounded and it was not grounded, set its state to idle. That means we can bring this back to what it once was. Here. Meaning that our is grounded is now useless and we can't see it. But I don't care. Oh, we do need it. Oh, we still do need it. Okay, my bad. Bring it back. This can stay like that, though. Alright, let's see if this updates correctly now. Current state is set to 0, that's correct. We move, it is set to 1, that is correct. 0, 1, good. Good. And if we jump, 3, sort of, until it hits the ground. Okay. I can deal with that. Okay. Good. Now, why does it not update the character correctly? Let's see, we have the controller. The animator is here. The controller uses an avatar. T-pose avatar. Let's put that like that. It is the only avatar we have. Hopefully that works. There we go. We have our character. He is running. He is running pretty well. And falling and lands and ah yeah. Okay. We still don't have the animation for climbing. But I think this session has gone on long enough, to be honest. We did manage to fix a whole lot of little bugs though, which is nice. I'm a bit annoyed that the any state thing idea didn't work because it would make it a lot better. And it wouldn't... The issue with this way, like, it works perfectly fine right now. We have falling, we have movement, we have climbing. And to be honest, probably with this character, we're not going to need a huge web. But, like, we're also going to have when he's holding something. So that's a fourth one. And then all these things are going to have to connect to each other. And then we might have multiple hold animations, and it just kind of... You kind of lose everything. I'd like an any state that is any but the one it's coming from. So if it's currently in falling, it doesn't just go back to falling over and over. It would just stay in falling. And any state just doesn't seem to allow for that, which is unfortunate. Oh well. This is where we're going to leave it for tonight. For those of you who dropped by, thank you for dropping by and saying hello. Saying hello, actually, no one said hello this time. Thank you for dropping by. It's nice to know that there is interest, even if you're very silent, kind of creeping along in the comments. I guess that's fine. Anybody listening to this in the future, thanks for listening, and I will see you maybe next week. We'll see. Goodbye!